Daycare provider in West Fargo was sentenced on fraud-related charges today. Brandy Koffler, the former owner of Beginnings Child Care and Preschool, was charged last July, accused of inflating the number of children at her daycare in order to receive additional federal funding. She was sentenced to 30 hours community service and a restitution hearing, which will be held in August. The report indicated 133 children were enrolled in the program. However, during a state visit, officials learned just 61 kids were enrolled, less than half. Documents say the false claim resulted in the center receiving about 50 grand in federal grant funding. The West Fargo Childhood Center is now under new management.